Chicka chicka bang wang, eh eh, chicka chicka bang, eh eh, chicka chicka bang wang, eh eh, chicka chicka bang. What's up, everybody? It is your
We here.
reality with show. That's right. We are here at the season finale of our show, reality TV with T and Z. That's right, everybody. We made it. We made it. Can y'all believe it? You know what I'm saying? We actually done a whole season of, you know what I'm saying, our
We did.
reviews on reality TV. And as y'all can see, we definitely dressed the part. So Troy, how you feeling right now? We at the end of season one.
I'm feeling good. First and foremost, again, Z Fly, thank you for believing in me to always just always been a little dream of mine. And Z Fly was like, put a little bug in this ear, so let's do it. And look at us, we got a season finale. We made it, baby. We did it.
All
Let's go.
right. Well, everybody, listen. We are so glad that you all are tuning in, and definitely tune in because we definitely got a really great show for you tonight. As y'all know, we are reviewing the Real Housewives of Atlanta and also Temptation Island. So yeah, Real Housewives of Atlanta, they actually concluded on Sunday, and Temptation Island actually concluded 2 weeks ago. But tonight we're going to be discussing the rest of the reunion. So definitely go ahead and
They
get it in with us tonight. Cause we're definitely gonna be what I'm saying, letting you know how we all feel and our thoughts about all that juice that we saw on both shows. But as y'all can see, we dressed the part. I just can't believe it. I feel like there should be music or partying. Me and Troy, we do have like a little wine, I have a little vodka here. And Troy, what you
come
got?
on.
Uh,
Got
okay,
a
well,
little
so
Cabernet, luscious Cabernet, a little sweet,
uh,
semi-sweet Cabernet. Get my
I
palate
love
just tasting good. Getting ready for dinner time.
So Troy, so cheers to you, my brother. Cheers, cheers. Bam. There you go.
Just starts making it, baby. We did it. Season finale, baby.
We are doing this. So everybody, once again, we want to thank you so much for just being here. Reality TV with TNZ. That's right. The season finale in effect right now. We're gonna definitely go ahead and get into it. And then we do have some highlights here and there. So we have a lot of fun stuff tonight. We're gonna update you on some of the things that like some of the people from the shows are doing. Whether it's good or messy. And then of course, and then then me and Troy will give you our overall, rating of each show at the end of this episode. So definitely keep it locked for that. And yeah, okay. So y'all ready to go ahead and get into it. All right, so as y'all know, we're gonna go ahead and start with that good old Temptation Island. That's right, we're gonna start with Temptation Island. So now if you all watch Temptation Island, the reunion, then you know that they actually did it in an order that was kind of surprising to me. But I'm actually gonna talk about the couples in the order of how I think it should have went because they actually, in my opinion, they actually started with the couple that kind of like had the most drama. You know what I'm saying, dealing with Kendall. But we're gonna say Kendall and his shenanigans for last. So yeah, but I'm gonna kind of redo the order of how it actually went on Temptation Island, and I'm gonna do it my way. Okay, is that okay with y'all? All right, good. Cause if not, I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay.
That's all right. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So with that being said, so we're gonna go ahead and start with that good old Julian and Kristen. That's right, Julian and Kristen. So they actually wasn't there in the studio. I guess they got whatever going on, but they were there. They was there virtually. But what I'm saying, they was looking good, looking happy. So basically, so Julian and Kristen, she shows off that rock on her finger. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause if you remember from the last bonfire, you remember Julian had actually proposed to her. So she had a rock on her finger, looking very nice and shiny. And they're just kind of basically, like just kind of talking about, how they feel about everything and what's going on and their happiness and how they're together, blah blah blah, all that kind of good stuff. And then of course, the host Mark, he asked, some of the people. Well, actually, I think there's just one person that was really there who was involved with Julian, who was Maya. So you know what I'm saying. He asked Maya, you know what I'm saying, how did she see Julian, or like what were her thoughts about Julian? And basically, Maya, stated that that like she learned a lot of, from Julian. You know what I'm saying. Basically, that like he really does love Kristen, and basically that what I'm saying, that they are meant for each other. So pretty nice of her to say, what I'm saying, everything was good on that purpose. One thing that I found very interesting is whenever I guess Julian had made a promise to Kristen about, you know what I'm saying, that like that, moving forward, that he would, tell her all of the women that he's been with. Because I guess she had requested that. So, you know what I'm saying, that was one of, the requests, what I'm saying, that Kristen wanted. But however, it looks like I guess Kristen was like, she refused that because that would have been a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't even really want to know, you know what I'm saying, how many women that it had been. Because for one thing, she felt that like, that that would be kind of like taking a step back, and it definitely would, it definitely would, in my opinion. 'Cause all it would do is just, you know what I'm saying, bring up old wounds and things like that. So she didn't even want to know about Kristen. I mean, I'm sorry, about Julian and all the people that he's been with. So before I go on a little bit further, I'm gonna
Right.
add
Because she said
the
she.
Troy Weeks to this. So Troy Weeks. So far, what was your? Go
Yes.
ahead. Got yeah. Go.
So when it comes to Julian and Kristen, like you said, they were not at the reunion physically. They were on by TV,
Right.
via media. But it was great to see them. It was great to see the ring that they did get married. They're still married. They're still together. Um, and I do like the fact that she said that she did not want to see it because she realized after she saw what Erica went through and dealing with that face to face, she's like, I don't want to know those details. I just want to know why you did it, and you know what I'm saying, so you can understand why, and you don't do it again. And I think they're, I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. And then everybody then later they actually did show both of their families. Their families seem to be very happy. You know what I'm saying, that they're still together. So the families definitely approve. And guess what, everybody? We all gotta mark our calendars because at the reunion, Julian and Kristen, they did set a date, and it's gonna
Hmm.
be next year, July 24th, 2022. So once again, congratulations to those two. Hopefully that, you know what I'm saying, hopefully they do
Oh yeah.
make it to that,
Oh yeah.
they do make it to that date, and so everything goes over smoothly. So that was Julianne and Kristen. So very happy for them, and that's what's up. All right, everybody. So now let's move on to next on the list is going to be that good old Tom and Chelsea. So if y'all remember, Tom and Chelsea, they they definitely had some up and downs because going into the villa. Remember, Chelsea, she didn't want to go no way. Tom actually wanted her to go. You know what I'm saying? So that was already a big thing right there. And then whenever she gets in there, now he had like he got some problems. But in the reunion though, um, Chelsea, you know what I'm saying? She just felt that like Tom wasn't respectful going in with the flirting. You know what I'm saying? As we saw, he was really flirting heavily with that old girl, Sophia, this girl right here, Sophia. He was really flirting heavy with her. Now Tom, he knew it wasn't the best move to make. You know what I'm saying? All the things that he did with Sophia, but he did make a connection with Sophia. So you know what I'm saying? He feels that she and Tom like they didn't go too far, basically. Sophia also feels the same way too. She feels that her and Tom, they didn't go too far. Yes, they did kiss finally at the end of the show, but even with all the flirtations and everything, they still felt like that they didn't go too far. So Troy Weeks, in the very beginning, Chelsea, she feels like Tom went too far with the flirting and everything. But then
Hmm.
Tom felt like, okay, yeah, fine. So I might didn't make the best moves, but still, I didn't go as far as you. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, looking back on what he was doing, it didn't look any better than what she was doing, even though like they both was doing. Like Mark said, you both came here, you both made a connection, you know what I'm saying? But you decided to leave together. And
Mm.
hopefully they, I love the new blonde hair on her. She turned into a new little
How
bombshell on
you say
Julian.
that? Okay, I was
She was
like,
you
and,
know,
and look, she had the girls sitting up and everything. The girls were
he was
sitting up. I
looking
was like,
was
okay,
looking good. Right.
looking cool. I was like, okay, Chelsea, I
Cool.
see you.
Did you notice
I was
that what's the girl's name that helped pick out the ring? She wasn't there.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know you're talking about the black girl, right?
Tula or something like that. I don't know.
Tula. Yeah, she wasn't there. I would
But
think that.
it was there. I was like, maybe Miss Christian didn't want her there because like you helped pick out the ring, and he said to her, "Remember what he said? Every time I look at the ring, I would think about you."
That's what he said. Yeah, that's exactly what Julian said. So yeah, I
Like,
was thinking that too. I was like, if anybody should have been there, she should have been there. You know what I'm saying? Because like, she actually helped pick out the ring. But yeah, she was like, listen, I'm
I
pretty
said
sure Chris.
I had to throw that in there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I believe you. Yeah. That was good. But yeah, real quick, I'm pretty sure Kristen was like, listen, no, listen, we try to start over. I don't need her there. So yeah. All right, everybody. But continue on with Tom and Chelsea. So now some of y'all may say, you know what I'm saying, how about Dr. Blake? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because see, I'll say this. I was very surprised that like that like Chelsea didn't pick Dr. Blake with like all the with everything that they were doing. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking like, okay, wait a minute now. How about my guy Dr. Blake? But he wasn't there in the studio, but he did make a video, and basically he was saying that like he was disappointed that you know what I'm saying that like Chelsea didn't pick him. He was just disappointed. He thought that what I'm saying he would have been coming out with her, but obviously he didn't. And yeah, that was his little thing. He had to say that. So then Chelsea states that Dr. Blake, like that like he wasn't who she thought. You know what I'm saying? She actually said that she wished whenever he did make her mad initially that she would have stuck with that energy because she said because she said you know what I'm saying getting to know him better that she found out that that you know what I'm saying he really wasn't who
He wasn't
she
genuine.
thought. So now Troy.
Yeah.
Right, genuine. Now, Troy, now what do you think that like, she could mean by that? I mean, yes, you know what I'm saying? He is on TV. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We did see a little bit from him, but what do you think that Chelsea could have meant that he wasn't who she thought?
He said that he wasn't genuine. He wasn't
Right.
genuine to who he thought he was. That's why she should have stayed with her first initial reaction. I thought of him. And I mean, look at the video. He looked like he was upset. Like, I'm just pointing you to him. Like, should have been me. So, have a pretty much. I was like, oh, okay. Somebody's a little man.
Exactly. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? So Dr. Blake, you know what I'm saying? I guess better luck next time. But listen, you're a doctor. You know what I'm saying? You was on TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure your followers has went skyrocket. So you'll be good, Dr. Blake. Okay. But yeah, but continue on with Tom and Chelsea. Um, so now also they brought out the other guy, the other Tom number two, who was also involved with Chelsea. Now I don't have his picture, but hopefully you know what I'm saying y'all kind of remember who that was. A good looking guy, dark hair, kind of spiky hair, Italian looking. That Tom number two, I call him. So basically, you know what I'm saying he had stated how like he and Chelsea was flirting a lot together. You know what I'm saying, possibly making a connection. But Chelsea played it off and like, well, yeah, we were only like friends. You know what I'm saying? It was just like a friendly thing. So Tom number two was like, no, I won't call it friends. We was a little bit more than that. But you know what I'm saying? I guess like now Chelsea, she's trying to like kind of backpedal and like play things off. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't as important to her. But then again, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it wasn't as important to her as it was to the guys. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she could have just maybe she was Troy. Maybe Chelsea was just going off of the energy, like, okay, well, Tom doing this, so I'm gonna do me. So you know what I'm saying? So like maybe it was that type of thing. Like maybe it wasn't as important, you know what I'm saying, the relationships to her as it was to the guys. Because Tom number two definitely said, well, no, it wasn't just friendly, it was a little bit more. What are your thoughts? Do you think like Chelsea, it could have been in their head?
Hey, bro, pick me up. It was definitely the one she, implied. They definitely flirty, like he said.
Right.
Yeah. But I just see it as she saw Tom, rubbing up and doing this and that. She's like, you know what? He's living his life. I'm gonna live my best life too. Do it like a day. Do it like a song. That's Jocelyn's song.
I love it. I love it. Exactly. So now overall, Tom and Chelsea, they still seem to be together, which was surprising to me, but they still seem to be together. Tom number one, this Tom, original Tom, he stated that he and Chelsea have been, like they have their struggles even still now, but you know what I'm saying. But like they are still putting into work. So it looks like they were still together, leaving the reunion. So far we got we got Tom and Chelsea together. Then of course Julian and Kristen, they're still together. So kudos to them. So yeah, so congratulations you two. All right. So what we're gonna do is that if y'all remember from last week, Corey and Aaron, they were there, but we're gonna skip over them because if y'all want to know how we felt about them, then you got to tune into our last week's show where we talked about Corey and Aaron, and then also too we had a bonus interview with Shaquille hold on, say it again.
It was on our radio show. It was a popular radio show. We have a radio show called Real Hot and Fresh, y'all. That's where
Yes.
this come from. This is an addition to that.
Right.
Our media, but we come from Real Hot Fresh. And we have an exclusive interview with the brolic, handsome Mr. Shaquille. Okay. We have an exclusive. When I say exclusive, he told us things before he went on his Instagram page and made a whole big thing. He came to us. We had the exclusive version. So I'm just sure.
Just saying. Right. We got the Real Hot and Fresh first.
Okay. Right here.
Exactly. So everybody, so if you do want to hear those interviews, then be sure to go to YouTube/Real Hot Fresh, and then you'll see it. The Keeping It Raw and Fresh pop-up show with Shaquille right here, and then also look at our last week reality TV with TNZ, and then you can hear me and Troy's opinions on Aaron and Corey. But in the meantime,
the drama and the tea that came out during the reunion on their part, we got it.
Right, exactly. But right now, so we're gonna keep on and moving to the last couple then in the reunion. Now, listen, y'all know I had to say these people for last because y'all know it's that good old. Well, I ain't gonna say that good old, but it's these two right here. This guy, bam, Mr. Kendall.
Kendall.
Woo! Troy, I'm telling you. Right. So everybody, let me just go ahead and get started real quick because there was a lot that went on with this. So now, for one thing, Kendall, going into this reunion, it's like he was already trying to get himself mentally prepared to just seem unbothered because he seemed really unbothered about everything really. Him and Erica was speaking. He just seems he didn't really want to pay too much attention about what he did in the villa. And things like that. He just wanted to just keep talking about, focus on where you did this too and where how about the things you did. So hold on, let me go back up. All right, so basically, they're right away in the hot seat. The host Mark, he wasted no time getting right into the good stuff. So basically, he talks about how they went into the villa and they had their no rules rule. They're like they made for themselves. But now the thing about that, okay, fine, they have no rules, okay, listen, this is a new experience for both of us. That just do you. Excuse me. But now one thing, Erica, she just felt like that even though they had no rules, that she felt like she didn't have to tell her boyfriend to make sure that you don't cheat on me though. I mean, yes, we have no rules, but just don't cheat. But I guess in his mind, it was like, well, if we had no rules, then I could do whatever, and he did. So then So like Kendall states that initially that wasn't the goal to cheat or anything like that, but he said, that being that him and Erica was at a different place. It just seemed to happen, but it is really sad that it did happen just because they were at a different place. So now before I get into who else they brought on board, Mr. Troy Weeks. Just seeing these two together and with the no rules, what was your thoughts? Like just seeing them.
No rules. We heard it about a million times, but
ain't that bad?
Seeing him with that whole attitude, arrogance, stick up his ass, like this is gonna affect me. Was so you're gonna probably get to it in a second, but when he got broken down by Mark, I'm gonna leave it at that.
There you go. Leave it at that. We're gonna get to that. Okay, so of course, So of course, so now they start inviting on the singles. So the first single was of course, it had to be Alexis, because that was, she had Kendall's nose open from the beginning. Whenever she told Erica, I'm gonna get your man or something like that. Like she told her that, at the picking of the the very first episode. So now, excuse me. So now on Erica. Now she was a bit confused on why, Kendall would even want Alexis because, she doesn't seem to hold any class. As we saw, she gave it up very quickly. I'm just saying. Alexis has changed her tone though, because like now she's not even really into Kendall. And if anything else, she actually feels bad for Erica, for having to deal with him. Because I guess, according to her, after taping, after they left the villa, Kendall just wasn't the same. And then also too, she didn't like some of the things that like he did in the villa regarding Nicole, but we'll get on her later. And then also Alexis, she didn't like you know what I'm saying, how he was willing to you know what I'm saying, bring another into their relationship of what they was building. So that was just a little bit too messy for her. So Troy Weeks, Alexis came to the stage. She said what she said. What were you thinking?
She came with vengeance, baby. She saw the show. She was ready for it. I was here for it too. She was just around, and she looks beautiful, and
Yeah,
she came ready to rip heads. And she did that.
exactly. You know, I will say that I was glad to see that she didn't want Kendall either, but it's like duh in the beginning. I mean, my thing is like you see how you see what he's doing. He has a girlfriend. Look what he's doing with you. But I mean, I know a lot of times people they don't look at it that way. But it's like I mean I don't feel bad for Alexis because it's like how you got him is how you might lose them. So I'm just saying that's all I'm gonna say. All right, everybody. So then next, of course, they had to bring on his next fling, Nicole. That's right, because this is the girl where him, Alexis, and also yeah, Kendall, Alexis, and Kendall. And listen, these three, Kendall, Alexis, and Nicole, all had a threesome, and I think it was more than once. It might have been once, but it might have been more than once. But listen, all I know is it became a love triangle. So basically, Nicole, she admits that, like, you know what I'm saying, that like she did have a crush on both Kendall and Alexis. Now, how messy are you? Now, my thing is, listen, I know, you know what I'm saying, everybody do what they want to do, polyamorous and everything. But you supposed to be on this island looking at the boys. But now you ever look at the girls too. Like, girl, you is really ready to get you know what I'm saying, to be snatched up by male or female. So, she also states that she and Kendall relationship grew towards the end. But however, Kendall feels like that what he and Nicole had wasn't nothing but a conversation. But now Nicole's like, hold up. Speak for yourself, because Nicole said that, you know what I'm saying, that she felt more for Kendall. I mean, I don't know how many weeks these people were on the island. I guess it was like 2 or 3 weeks, but I guess you know what I'm saying, being in close proximity with somebody like that, yeah, I mean, maybe you can. But Troy Weeks, what do you think? Nicole felt like, you know what I'm saying, it was a connection. Kendall felt like it was a conversation. What does Troy Weeks think?
He was free. He was in the moment. Because even when he watched the video back, he was like, "Oh well, maybe I won't leave with um, Erica. Maybe I won't leave with Alexis. Maybe I'll leave with somebody else. Maybe it'll be Nicole." So I
Hmm.
felt like she really had genuine feelings, and I felt like he was being a creep.
Exactly. Exactly. So then, of course, so then it goes back to Erica and Kendall, and basically, Kendall. I'm sorry, no, Erica. Hold on, let me get. Hold on, let me. There we go. Thank you. Okay. So now Erica chimes back in, and then she talks about the things that she doesn't want in a man, and basically, it's Kendall. Everything that Kendall is, she don't want in a man. But then so she also points out how Kendall doesn't acknowledge his flaws. You know, she points out that like the things that he has done, he has said, he wants her to, what I'm saying, to do this, do that, be classy, be this, be that. But then he has so many flaws. And then so finally he points out that he's not perfect. Can you believe that? He finally, and now we get to the reunion, and he realizes he's not perfect. Now prior to this show, obviously he was a douchebag, because obviously, as we see, Erica, it was always her fault of why he is the way he is, why he cheats the way he cheats, why why he treats her the way he treats her. It was always her fault. But now at this reunion, he finally realized that he ain't perfect. Oh wow. Well, listen, they say it takes a while, but at least he finally got there. I just thought that was pretty sad. I'm gonna go on to now Erica's single. But before I do, Troy Weeks, anything to say about Kendall finally realizing that he ain't perfect?
It's about time he been a man that stepped up and said something that made sense because she was
Oh,
being repeated as fool. And then when Mark
that's
started
all.
getting to start thinking and breaking down, I was like, okay, we see you really human and you got feelings. Got it.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, so now we're gonna move on to Erica, her boo. which was Jesse. You know what I'm saying? Jesse act like he had a lot of, he had a lot of sense. So now Kendall, he seems once again unbothered. He seems unbothered, which really in my case, it's all an act. He's very bothered, but he has to act like that. You know what I'm saying? On TV to be cool, but he's very bothered. But he was acting unbothered about Erica's feelings for Jesse. Excuse me. Erica tries to get, you know what I'm saying, to get to the root and figure out if Kendall really is unbothered that someone else is doing what he should have been done. And you know what I'm saying? So like Kendall, he states that he's not going to worry about it now. You know what I'm saying? He says that basically that Jesse took advantage of Erica because she was hurt and broken. Now, Troy, whenever he said that Jesse took advantage of Erica because she was hurt and broken, I took offense to that because basically he's trying to say that like Erica is just like some little lapdog, like you know what I'm saying, like she didn't have any type of no confidence. Well, maybe she didn't, but still, it's just you know what I'm saying. It's just like the whole fact that he pointed that out, and if she is hurt and broken, I wonder who did it. So I don't know.
And I don't think he took advantage of her. I don't think he took advantage of the situation. I think that, like he said, he was actually a man about it and how he handled it. He didn't even judge Kendall because he said, I don't know him. So Kendall was just being an asshole.
That part. So now, Troy. So now we're gonna get to the part where you know what I'm saying. We're like, you definitely want to talk about. So now, everybody. Now we're gonna talk about Mark. So Mark, the host, he just couldn't believe, you know what I'm saying. They're just the emotionalist, character that Kendall was given. So basically, you know what I'm saying. He was just like he's hurt for Kendall because he seems to be a train wreck. He felt compassion because he sees Kendall not able to be vulnerable. Kendall explains it by that like he doesn't like putting his heart out there to be stomped on. Um, well, yeah, Troy. My thoughts were, listen, I hear that so many times, especially from guys. You know what I'm saying? Guys, a lot of times guys they don't want to put their heart out there a lot. If they ever been hurt, then look out because the next several people in his life probably he's just gonna treat them the way that Kendall treated Erica. But at the end of the day, it's still not right because you know what I'm saying. I mean, Erica could have been hurt too, but you know what I'm saying. She still has her heart open. So, do you feel like there was a valid excuse of why he was being the way he was during the whole season because what I'm saying because someone has hurt his heart before in the past.
No, he was being a man and wanted to just go into a place where he was and have a get free card to do whatever he wanted to, and that's what he did.
That's what it was, right? And then so so everybody was kind of like kind of wondering about the status of Kendall and Alexis. And Alexis, she basically said that what I'm saying since the show or whatever, her and Kendall are not speaking. I think she said that she ghosted him.
When time she ghosted him, yeah.
Yes, she goes to him. And then also to Erica, she stated that she has no regrets leaving alone at the last bonfire. And to clarify, she and Kendall are not together. So everybody, yeah, they're not together. So so basically, it was 2-on-2, wasn't it? Troy, it was Julian and Kristen. They are together. Tom and Chelsea, they are together. These two are not together, and then Aaron and Corey are not together. So yeah, so that everybody. All right, so now to wrap it all up. So now, Troy, we are now at the end of Temptation Island. Once again, everybody, as you know, I recommended this to Troy. Troy was like, I don't watch these shows, but he got into it. So Troy, overall, what is your thoughts? And then give it a rating from 1 to 10. Go.
My overall thoughts were like, this is society, this is what we live in today. So I love reality TV, so I did give it a try. And seeing as things begin to heat up, I was like, okay, because at first I was bored. I was like, this is all they're gonna do. But after I really got into it and got a little bit invested into the characters of the show and the season, I realized that the normal people going through normal like things that we are, and it's good to be able to see people going through the same things that we go. But ultimately, too, they did choose to be on the show. And because they're on the show, they go through some different things, and we get to be a part of that. I enjoyed being a part of the journey. I would give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Really interesting. And
Gotcha. 7.5 for Mr. Troy Weeks. Okay, so now for me, let's see. This season, I've seen other seasons, so I'm trying to compare it. But for me, this season, I really did like I really did like the fact that like that they did show some guys, especially with the guys. You know, a lot of times the guys, they feel like they always got to wow out and just what I'm saying, not even try to fix the problems in their current relationship. I do like the fact where Julian, what I'm saying, he definitely saw the error of his ways, and throughout the whole season, he could have been wilding out too, but he really kept kept himself on the straight and narrow. I like Corey too. Corey came in very vulnerable, very hurt, but he did gain confidence. So it was really good to see guys sometimes, what I'm saying, not always wilding out, just cause they're a guy or they feel like, oh, this is the thing I'm supposed to do. Yeah. Of course, Kendall was definitely my least favorite. I mean, just the way he acted was just disgusting to me. And Tom, he to me, and he came out kind of disgusting too. He had like it was all kind of, what I'm saying, just a playground. Um, but yeah, but overall, my rating, I probably would give it maybe an 8. But I'm kind of like Troy, 7.58, because yeah, I mean, I would have definitely loved to see, maybe some more explosiveness or whatever. But yeah, and then also too, maybe just utilizing some of the other singles. 'Cause what I'm saying, like there was a lot of times like some of the other singles were just there. But I guess if they don't pick them, they just don't pick them, right? So, but yeah, but I will give it maybe an 8 for this season. So that would be my rating for Temptation Island season 3. So yeah, there you have it. So everybody, so hopefully you all enjoyed it. But as you know, we're not done yet. We're not done yet, but hopefully you definitely enjoy Temptation Island. And also, if you never watched Temptation Island, then hopefully, what I'm saying, you'll become a fan for season 4 next year and see how it go.
And if you want to be on Temptation Island and want to be on the show, they're casting for it. So check it out.
That is so true. Listen, Troy Weeks music. You should be. You should be in there. I guess you try to find something, but now me, no, I could never be on that show. But so definitely check that out, everybody. If you know, what I'm saying, if you do want to be on Temptation Island for the next season, maybe you'll be that one. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and switch gears. Now, as y'all know, this is the season finale of our show, Reality TV with TNZ. We are in the season finale. I believe this is episode 16 of our show. Of this Reality TV with TNZ, episode 16. Now now it actually would have been more, everybody. But if you remember, in like the very first episode, we had to play catch up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but don't worry, because what I'm saying, me and Troy we'll definitely, what I'm saying, be watching other shows and things like that, and then come back with season 2. We don't know when yet, but just be following us. Let me go ahead and put the
Like, sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Exactly, this stuff right here. Where is it at? Bam, this stuff. So yeah, go ahead and do all that right there. We'll definitely be bringing back season 2. Let me see what we got here. Okay, thank you, Aaron. Yes, yes, yes. We are definitely bringing the tea. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and switch gears and go ahead and get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because this is Troy Weeks. I'm ready for this because I actually got a lot to say about this part 3 of the reunion. So I'm gonna let Troy Weeks take it away, and I'm gonna shut my mouth.
Well, that's right, y'all. I like to handwrite my notes, so my notes are handwritten. Old school. Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 3. That's right, y'all. There was 3 parts of it. Did we need 3 parts? We'll talk about it. Here and we're back. And we're back with Bolo Court. So we started out. And of course, doing all this, Tanya went missing, y'all. We still ain't found Tanya. Don't know where she at, but clearly she's still friends with Portia. And she's doing okay. So did we do it? Do it or not? Like, it seems like we're back to where we started when it comes to all this situation. Then of course, model started getting heated. She started getting hot. And she started throwing Candy under the bus. And then, Candy said what she had to say. And then we get to this whole take a stroll moment where Miss Portia Williams, Portia, she gets up and does a wave. But we're getting to it's Portia and Kenya, the beginning of Portia and Kenya. It's going to be Portia and Kenya. And she gets a nice little walk and a little sachet. And then, Kenya let it go and let Portia, and like Portia said, the same energy, you need to apply the same energy to your marriage that you're applying to being in my life, and what do I do? And so before we get into deep into the, Portia and Kenya thing, let's go from that moment on to she did a special walkthrough in an all-black dress with a special sachet. Z-Fly, we're here because of you.
Woo!
Z-Fly, talk to me. From this point on to the walkthrough with Portia giving us a sachet to walk. Talk to me.
Okay, so from the beginning to the sachet walk, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So from the beginning, I definitely they definitely went with Detective Kenya again. I was like, oh my God, here we go. And I mean, I would definitely say that the word slut shaming came up, through this reunion. And it really was because I mean, Kenya, she really she just wouldn't let it go. She was like a doll with a bone. Basically, what I'm saying, Portia, she even explained that, what I'm saying, that the girls wanted to have a real bachelorette party for Cynthia. And what I'm saying, that's why they turned the cameras off. And basically, at a bachelorette party, they think they're gonna have a good time. And one thing that I find so intriguing about this whole scenario is just how the actual stripper, the one who's looking scantily clad, got his big wood on display, what I'm saying, he's gyrating and all this stuff. Somehow he's not the one that's looking slutty. What I'm saying? The girl, the guests, they're the one that's getting slut shamed. So I just find it just funny how girls, even whenever a man is supposed to be getting objectified, they still, what I'm saying, talking about each other. It's just sad. One thing that I don't like, Troy, is that then Kenya goes on to say, because they were asking her, why were you so pressed? What I'm saying, why were you, what I'm saying, trying to figure out who's doing what? And then it's Kenya talking about some shit at work, and that's one thing I don't like, Troy. Because I just feel like, even though this is a show, they're on TV, but I like to at least think of it as a reality TV, reality as much as possible. And then Kenya just making it seem like, okay, what I'm saying, I'm at work, what I'm saying, so I'm gonna be, I'm gonna play the part of Shady Boots, what I'm saying. That's gonna be Kenya. That's me this season. I'm gonna play Shady Boots. I'm gonna drag people out the closet. And I just hate it whenever I hear that they're at work. I mean, we know that yes, they are getting paid, but I thought a reality show is supposed to be that you allow cameras in your life to follow you, but you still gonna do what you regularly would. So when her saying she at work, I'm like, what I'm saying, you making it sound fake. Um, you know, Also Kenya doesn't feel bad about investigating because she felt that the ladies would have done it to her. Look at Troy over there laughing. Troy, what are you over there laughing at? Troy? Am I going too far, Troy? Am I going too far?
I'm listening. You getting the bread and butter. Go ahead.
Right. Also, too, because what I'm saying, I'm working my way up to the sachet moment, as you said. Also, too, I just want to say that what I'm saying, Marlo kept saying, "Oh, well, Candy knows, Candy knows." I want to know, what does Candy know? Marlo just kept saying that, what I'm saying, how like Candy knows the whole situation. Then she shouted out, like, like you said, by saying that like Candy told her the next day. But now let me tell you this, Troy. I personally, I didn't look at Candy crazy. You wanna know why? Because even if Candy did tell Marlo the next day, she did it off camera. And then also, so you know what I'm saying, like anybody would probably do that. Like, oh,
But she
Candy
said
heard that night.
they weren't friends in the sense that they were going through, because she said she only told her because
Right.
we are friends. It wasn't that big of a deal. Then she found out the next day that they're going through the motions. She's like, oh damn, I wouldn't have told her had I known that. Like, for her to try to pull me into it and bring up this whole, like, make it a whole big thing.
Exactly. So yeah, yeah, that part. And then of course, what I'm saying, and then of course, Marlon said, "Well, why are we here? Why are we here? It's because of her." So now we to the part where, yes, Miss Portia just did the sachet, and
Right.
but you know what? I was like, yeah, I don't blame you, because what I'm saying, they keep making it about her, so make it about you, Portia. Go ahead on with your bad self.
Right. So if Candy and Portia buried the hatchet, clearly,
Yes.
we're trying to figure out if Candy and Portia are, because it looked like things were fine. So to take us through a, timeline thing that shows us that, where it all began 4 years ago. We're here because of
Right.
to, where they were now. And then it's place. and they're building. So that's that. Like it seems like Portia and Candy will work things out, and then we come up to who leaked that?
Okay.
Who leaked that? Who leaked that? And then we saw Marlo, of course. Tick,
right.
boom. Good night, you break ass bitches. Seems like she really doesn't trust no one. Clearly, is what they said. Marlo don't trust nobody. Is it just me? Or why the hell the whole damn reunion we were talking about Bolo? Like,
right.
I'm like, at this point, I'm like, God damn it, Bolo done got so much press now.
See what I'm saying?
Who the hell Bolo is? Okay.
And none of it, and look, and then none of it is bad press. That's what I'm saying. They coming for each other, but like Bolo, they just giving him like what I'm saying. They just giving him his shine while they trying to drag down each other.
Right.
Like he was the one naked.
Like,
what I'm saying? So
doing what he was doing. As we digress, starting to look like Kenya was the one who leaked it. Even though, just all boils down to it, the way it looked like she was the culprit. And of course, then Tanya comes back up, and Tanya's Portia says her and I still friends. Like I said, which is good. Then, after we figure out, that after Kenya starts to try to drag Tanya through the mud, and Drew's like, look, Tanya's not here to defend herself, so don't even start bringing up Tanya. It is what it is. And starts telling her, if I was Tanya's life partner, I would feel some type of way. My business. We don't care.
right.
And now it's proper time. Is it proper lie or proper lie? And then we saw Drew down to the ground. He was getting ready to snatch Latoya's soul. And then Drew gives us the prayer.
Oh.
Okay, Drew. Amen. Amen, amen. And then Latoya says she has the holy drip.
No, not the holy.
We talking about Latoya says she got, maybe it was the holy drip that caused the cat to get all mixed up in the shenanigans. And yes, Anthony, for telling Drew, if you're going to be a housewife, you got to bring the receipts, girl. I was good for that. And then that $1,000 wig, y'all. But the gag gift, the $1,000 wig. I knew that was going to come back up. And Drew, friend, don't do that again. Don't do it again. Like Andy said, when it comes to being a housewife, you got to be on top of your game, and you got to bring the receipts. Z-Fly talked to me up until that moment when the wig came back.
Okay, true. Well, listen, I got some things to say, so I'm actually gonna go back just a little bit to when Portia was speaking about about the girls bringing up like what happened 4 years ago, because it was definitely a reach. It was a reach, and then I really like I really like how Portia now Portia was speaking knowledge, because see, she just let them know that, listen, like, if y'all were to get on me about this Bolo thing. Don't get on me about 4 years ago. And when Portia said that, I agree, because we already seen that whole thing happen. Candy was upset for a long time. Then we saw the season where Candy and Portia made up. Candy apologized, Portia apologized. They're good. So I get that. Exactly.
It wasn't that they actually followed each other on Instagram again. Remember, it was this season that they became friends again on Instagram. Just saying.
Right, exactly. And then so now we got Kenya and Marlo messy self trying to bring all that back up, bring those old feelings back up, in on Candy. That ain't right. Listen, if y'all talking about Bolo, then let's leave it on Bolo. So I definitely agree with that. And then also Troy, I wanted to bring up did you see like Cynthia's face? Like Cynthia, like, to me, she was at a new moment, like a new place, because like I could really see like Cynthia listen to what Portia's saying. She listened to what Candy saying, Marlo. You know what I'm saying? I could like in my opinion, like her face just showed it like, yeah, Portia is right. Okay, I understand what what I'm saying. Like she just had this kind of like understanding expression on her face. I was like, okay, Cynthia, because Cynthia know, even though she's friends with Kenya, but she know Kenya be wrong. I know, cause like even though a person's your friend, but when your friends are wrong or not. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Also moving on with Marlo crazy. Yeah, Marlo, she don't trust nobody. I love the fact too how like they made sure they didn't really bring a Nene at all, and in this, because that's a whole topic too. But anyway, um, poor Tanya. My thing is Tanya. They don't ran her out of the country. You know, and now with this prophet though, I'm like, Troy, what is wrong with Drew? Like, I don't know anything about the prophet community, as Andy put it. But my thing is, ain't he a grown man? He's a grown. I'm about like Candy. Like, she's so worried about Latoya. But once again, Troy, once again, instead of them getting on the men, they're worried about each other. Like, she acting like Latoya is this Jezebel who is just corrupting this prophet. If he's so much of a prophet, then he should know how to control his lust, his physical body, his member and his pants. You the prophet, not her. So you should you don't think you should know how to control all that temptation. I ain't trying to hear what they saying. Like, Drew went off. And then now Troy, I gotta say this and I'm a hush. And now what if she said the part about don't offend my baby blessing. What? Okay, Latoya got that much energy that like now she messing up your baby blessing. Drew.
I think that we did find out a little deeper that I thought it was just the one prophet, but we find out during the reunion that in the proper community, like Andy said, a couple of other people who were involved in the blessing did pull out because of the messiness of what was going on and was attached to Latoya and this other prophet. So now we find that out, and being someone who's in church, it makes sense that they didn't want to be a part of something like that if they felt like it was going to be. Because in the church, there's a lot of things happen like that. And once you tie yourself to somebody and you associate yourself with them, then guys will play the block together. And so I can understand why she was so mad about it, because like everything's set in place, and all of a sudden I just take you home one night and it ends up all this happens from one
Right.
night. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for breaking that down. But yeah, those are my opinions to that point.
Well, we get back to Kenyan portion. It's time to say bye, Ashley. Um,
Oh,
Clearly, that's what Andy said. He said it's the time to say bye. Like that segment. It's the time to say bye, Ashley. And of course, referring to the line where Kenya and Portia were fighting outside, and they were not physical, right? They were just words fighting. And she said, you know, Kenya said something to Portia. Portia said, "What your Ashley beat?" Kenya said, "Have a good day." She said, "Bye, Ashley."
mm,
But I mean, at least you can say that they tried, right? We did see they went through with the babies and had the issue, had the babies, try to work it out.
right.
Back off track again, like D Block says right here. So that's unfortunate. And then Marlo says, well, as we start to wrap up, I got a question. I got one question. And Portia says, we ain't got no time for your one question. Because we're pretty much over it. And then things start to heat up because Portia says, I'm afraid. I'm afraid you're going to attack me, Marlo the felon. And I didn't know Marlo was a felon like that, y'all. But clearly, when the reunions come out, people go dig into people's business. And we found out Marlo's a felon. But at the end, as they wrapped up, it was a big year for everyone. It was like a reset, as Cynthia said. You ladies are great. I enjoyed the season, but till next season, please bring it better than you did this season. All right, Zebra, take it away.
All right. So, I'm just gonna go back to one thing that I did find pretty cool is that how Latoya, like, she was a lot different at the reunion that she was in the season, because she actually did reach out to Drew, and then Latoya, she did say that she would like to build a relationship with Drew. So, a little olive branch there, a little olive branch. So that was very nice, because really, if you think about it, a lot of their beef was kind of petty, and it was actually Latoya's fault, because Latoya did go in, like, what the very first or second, third episode about her wig. So Latoya, yeah, she did start all that drama, between them. Another thing I want to point out is that Troy, Shamia made sure that she cleared the air, letting everybody know that she is not Portia's lapdog. So don't be saying that, like, what I'm saying, Shamia is Portia's lapdog. And you know what, Troy? Marlo, Marlo, she is one to talk. And don't forget, years ago, that's what that's what Dad said about her and Nene. Like, Marlo is Nene's lapdog. So here she is, however many years later, talking about somebody lapdog. Listen, y'all know I like Marlo, but I was a little disappointed in Marlo last night, or the third part. I was like, what's wrong with this girl? Like she was just doing too much. Oh, she was just, I don't know, she was everywhere. She was doing too much, and then she like dragging people out. Like I don't know. I was disappointed in Marlo. So yeah. But yeah, the takeaways was very nice. It to me, it was just great to see. I guess everybody trying their best to do things. I was really, once again, like Cynthia really, even though she wasn't saying much, but she really was a highlight in my mind because I'm looking at her like she really seems happy. I mean, like I don't know if it's the marriage, if it's Mark. I mean, not Mark, but Mike. But she just really seemed happy and content. She would chime in a little here and there, but yeah, it was good to see
Seems
Cynthia.
a little more mature. With the
Yeah.
sense grown up.
Yep. So
Well, y'all, go has it. That's it. That was been the wrap up of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13, reunion part 1, 2, and 3. This is part 3. And this concludes the season finale of reality TV with TNZ. So be sure to follow us down here, and all that good stuff. And we'll be back for season 2.
we will definitely be back. Now, Troy, now Troy, did you rate the Housewives? I don't know if you
I
rated
did.
it.
I would say a 7 for this season, only because
And you know, and that's funny you say that because a lot of people were saying it was kind of, yeah. I might have to give it a 5. I think. Yeah, I think I'm about to give it a 5 because because one thing I don't like people, especially when it comes to women. I don't like when women got to shame each other over things that they supposed to be enjoying. Like you're at a bachelorette party to enjoy it, and I just don't like how Kenya just drug that out. They did it too many episodes. Drew and the wig situation, all the prophet. Yeah, it was reaching. It was a reach. It was a reach this season. But hopefully next season they would definitely the producers, directors, whoever, executive, hopefully they realize that we need to bring some favorites back. I know Nene is going through a lot of things with the production, so I don't know if she can. But a good old Phaedra, a good old Sheree, somebody would be nice to see next season because this season it was a reach. I had one more thing to say, Troy. Like I'm about to say, bam, bam. What was I saying? Ah, I can't remember. Oh,
there it goes.
one thing is also too, I had promised y'all in the beginning that what I'm saying, we got some little news too about some of the people. So I don't know if y'all heard about that good old Portia. Troy,
Yes.
you want to take it away? You want to take it
So
away?
you on an episode, the Halloween episode, where it was in Fallon's house, right? Let's go back.
Yeah.
We saw the episode where Portia's friend Fallon invites her and some of the girls to the house. It was her, Tanya, and her sister Lauren. I think somebody else came too, but in that car specific with them. They
What
go
was
to
Shamia?
hang out with Fallon. Then we see them at Fallon's house for the Halloween party where Fallon went super crazy on Latoya because Latoya got super crazy and disrespectful. Boom, boom, boom. Reunion comes out. News comes out in the last couple of days. Portia is now engaged to Fallon's ex-husband, Simon. Portia's now pregnant. If you haven't seen, with the baby of Simon's. And I've seen a picture of her standing next to Dennis and Simon and Pilar's there. Portia says that Dennis supports her and Simon, and they're happily in love, and they're all, great co-parents. Everyone's
And,
dragging, everyone's dragging Portia right now.
listen, whenever I read this, I was very my mouth was on the floor. Is partially still on the floor. Because what I'm saying. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, we don't know these people like situations, but what I'm saying, they do put a lot on TV. So whenever I heard that, like how Fallon and well, Fallon's husband is now with Portia, I was like, what? Now Portia did say that like her and Fallon are not friends, and Simon's divorce has been settled. It says our relationship is in a positive, loving step forward in everybody's lives. But a lot of people are actually arguing that he ain't got no divorce that fast. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on with Portia. I mean, also Troy, I was reading a lot of comments on Twitter, and a lot of people, like a lot of women, were just saying how, like, what I'm saying, Portia, that was their girl, but they don't like that. Of course, people were saying, keep your legs closed to married men, Nene's line. And a lot of people just seem to be very disappointed in Portia. Portia, she's being kind of vague. She don't really seem to care. Obviously, I mean, she cared, but she don't care because she put it on social media for people, what I'm saying, to give their opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Some people are saying that, like, they feel that, like, it's more to it because they just feel like, it happened so fast. And then also too, by Simon and Dennis being like good friends, they just feel like that's kind of weird. Like, okay, you really okay with this? So they don't know if, like, Dennis is they some people saying that, like maybe Dennis could have something to do with it to get Portia. I don't know. All I know is it's a lot going on in Portia life in Atlanta. So yeah, we just wanted to give y'all that little update on Portia. So if you haven't heard about this, then definitely Google it or follow Portia. You actually see a lot of details. I think she's at Portia for real
for real,
on
yeah.
Instagram. Yeah, on Instagram and Twitter. So yeah. All right. But everybody, once again, like Troy said in the beginning, we thank y'all so much for keeping it real hot and fresh with us on this reality TV with TNZ, our first season. We had a great time doing the shows. Remember, once again, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Temptation Island, and then also in the beginning, Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. So we want to thank y'all. Cheers to everybody with my vodka and soda. Cheers to everybody who tuned in. Once again, be sure to definitely follow me and Troy right here on our Instagram and our Twitter. You can find us right there. Also, if you want to follow us everywhere, then here you go right here. That's our Facebook. This is for the show. Fly World Media. What I say? YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, too, we also want to let you know that we want you to make sure that you do follow us on our YouTube, because that's where, like, all of our past history shows, red carpet shows, all kinds of shows. They're just our shows. So definitely be sure to follow us there. And when you do follow us there right here, be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Okay, everybody. We thank y'all once again for tuning in with us, celebrating with us our season finale. We'll see you next season. And yeah. And as y'all know, in the meantime, oh, and Troy, any last words?
Again, thank you, Z-Fly, for making this happen, making my dream come true when it comes to this. Thank you guys that all who tuned in for the first season. We'll be back for more, and just stay tuned. That's all we can say. Some big things in the works, y'all. Stay tuned.
That's right. And as y'all know, stay fly, stay real fly. Maybe a little high.
Sometimes.
But right now, right.
Well,
but right now, bye-bye.